Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video, I've got your gameplay for one of the coolest and most played aircraft in all of War Thunder, the F-104, and in this video specifically, the F-104A, the granddaddy, the first of them, the most basic of them, with pretty much no safety features, no countermeasures, no advanced missiles, none of that. This thing doesn't need it because it can fly hella fast. This thing is the Starfighter. And that being said, of course, this is, again, the most basic of all the starfighters. This only has AIM-9B missiles, which really aren't all that great, especially for the fact that this thing gets in up tiers all the time. But this has an immaculate rate of climb of 235 meters per second, which really isn't matched until you get past, like, what, 11.3, 11.7, maybe even 12.0 BR. So this thing is ahead of its time, extremely fast. It is built for speed, but unfortunately, it doesn't have anything, again, other than these AIM-9Bs, whereas the F-104C does have rockets, bombs, things like that. But of course, we're only playing the F-104A in this video. Now, interestingly, this does have a slightly more powerful engine, 6570 kgf with afterburner, whereas this is 6540. However, the mass is way less on the F-104C with 1540, and this is 1750. So this thing does weigh, I think, a little bit more, at least insofar as its engine, and in theory shouldn't turn as well, although the turn time is a bit worse on the C. Anyways, doesn't really matter. That said, let's get into a few matches, put this thing through its paces. This thing can easily be one of the best fighters in every match, so long as you play it properly. 3+ kills, not a problem. That said, let's get into it. Okay, we have a J-32B. I'm going to try to slot myself in. Nope. Okay, we have a Hunter. Let's see if he doesn't die by this guy. Now pull in a little bit closer. Okay, we're going to have to gun this guy down a bit. Got the kill, I think. Hopefully. Hopefully for me. Now, let's go ahead and pull away. Now, this is obviously not going to be a turn fighter. By any... really? Someone took the kill? At least I got that, right? So this is not a turn fighter at all. But it does, of course, have these ridiculous amounts of acceleration. And it's just... there's just so much I could say about this thing. I love the F-104 series of planes. Doesn't really matter, at least in War Thunder, not in real life, of course. In real life, they had a terrible reputation. You know, I'm going to go for the Sukhoi 7 instead. Didn't get the kill, of course, and they crash into each other. But this vehicle had an awful, I mean, absolutely awful reputation in real life for killing its own pilots. It was just a very unsafe vehicle to fly, unfortunately, and it killed quite literally tons of German pilots. You know, it's not their fault. They just were kind of flying a plane that was later discovered to have been pretty much forced onto the German Air Forces through bribery. But that's a whole other story. So, that being said, and plus they were kind of flying, a lot of them were flying very close to ground, but regardless. So this is just not a very safe aircraft for actual people to fly in real life. So, that said, let's go ahead and see what we could do against this guy. Should have gotten the kill. Gosh diggity darned it. So let's just go ahead and turn in on him. Now, one of the, in my opinion, like one of the all-time, the best things about this aircraft is easily going to be that Vulcan cannon. I love it. Love it, love it, wait, this guy's falling? I kind of feel bad, but not really, because I had a kill stolen from me before, so I can't really feel all too bad. Now, if somebody takes out that CL-13, I'm not going to feel all too bad because I didn't really kill him too much, you know? But it is what it is. So, anyways, this is obviously a very dangerous aircraft to fly in real life. And, you know, even in War Thunder, I mean, like, look at this. This is literally my first match I've used the F-104A in ooh, that was ugly. In probably, I don't know, 2 years? You know, it's been a while. And I'm doing this. It's just a very, at least for me, it's a very easy plane to fly, and a lot of it has to come down to that cannon. I love the cannon, I love the speed, and if you don't force this thing into turning fights, you're going to do pretty well. That said, let's get into another match. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but one of the things I really love doing in War Thunder is going after A10 Warthogs. It's kind of like my forte, my niche, the thing I really enjoy. So we have an A10 here, not sure how far he is. Okay, he's kind of, I'll probably get to like right here. Now fire on him. And of course this MiG-21, probably fire on him here. Got the kill. Got a second kill. Maybe I started firing a touch early, I'm not entirely sure. But he's going to start turning to his left, I'm sure. Maybe not. Got the kill, hopefully anyways. And then we can kind of turn around here. We have an enemy. Okay, that's just a bot. That MiG-19, hopefully it's not a PT. Otherwise, he might be able to fire a missile on me. Not too much of a danger, however, of course, nobody wants to have a missile fired on them. But not too bad. I mean, like I said, real quick kills. One of the great things about this aircraft is how good it can be at ambush, right? So you can be much higher altitude than anyone else, and you can ambush pretty much anyone. Now, hopefully this A-10 does not turn on me. This MiG-21 wants a piece. However, okay, we didn't get killed. That's always a positive experience. Okay, this A-10 still wants some. Go fire a little bit on him. Got the kill, but I died. Now, if you guys want some tips on how best to play this vehicle, pretty much what I would suggest is to boom and zoom with it. I mean, this thing, when you have a vehicle like this, right, like where it's just got such an overwhelming amount of rate of climb, right, like acceleration would probably be the best way to put it. And it just can do this, okay, this guy looks like he might be turning in for me. Oh, you know what? It's a MiG-21. I do not want to head on with a MiG-21 because, of course, R3Rs are nasty, and that's exactly what I was going to get if I didn't turn away. Now, that said, when it comes to strengths and weaknesses of this, like I said, rate of climb, when you have a vehicle with this level of rate of climb, this level of acceleration, turning or just, you know, booming and zooming with it is pretty much what you're going to want to do, for the most part. I mean, this thing doesn't really have much maneuverability, unfortunately. However, again, when you can just kind of throw down with these enemies, I should hopefully be able to get some hits. Got myself a nice hit. Can't complain. Didn't really mean to keep my air brake on that whole time, but it looks like he is wigging out. So let's go ahead and turn a bit. Again, we're not going to get into a turning fight. The F-86K, not typically a danger to me because he can't really turn all that well. Wow. Okay, that plane was just going all over the place. We have a MiG-17 here. He is turning to the right. Thus, I do not want to use my missile on him. And now, nah, not good enough. We're just going to go straight up now. No one should be able to catch me in a straight climb. And then we can just kind of dive back down. But that's pretty much what you're going to want to do, right? Like, stay high, dive down, get a kill or two, and then kind of go back up at least a little bit, and then kind of dive down, kind of repeat, rinse and repeat. And you should do pretty well doing that. Of course, it's not always going to work. I mean, sometimes when you have piss-poor gunnery, like I just kind of showed off there, it's not always going to work. Now, this F-4D probably is going to missile this guy down, I'm assuming. I don't want to throw a missile behind him because it's going to hit the... you know what? Let's go ahead and try to gun him. Actually, you know what? I might be able to get him at this close... Nice. Close range. Sometimes AIM-9s can work. AIM-9Bs can work at close range. That being one of the instances. He was kind of moving slow. He didn't have much energy to kind of refute my AIM-9, so to speak. And thus, I was able to get the kill. Now, this Su-7 is going to turn down a bit on me, so you want to turn these a bit early. Maybe fire a little bit in front of him. Got the crit. I'm actually really surprised by that. Put some flaps on, and he's not going to have any sort of way to refute this missile, except by turning. I'm actually really surprised. I did not expect for him to do that. But again, 2 easy kills in this match. Got myself an assist real easy. 2 kills, 1 assist, and a quick match just by kind of booming and zooming. It's not very difficult. You know, I mean, this vehicle is, in my opinion, and I keep getting into complete up tiers with this, mind you. In my opinion, this vehicle is one of the strongest 9.3 PR vehicles. Who cares about safety? Who cares about countermeasures? This thing doesn't need them. If you can boom and zoom and stay away from radar-guided missiles at altitude, you're going to do pretty well with this. And that's pretty much, in my opinion, what you really need to know when flying this thing. Fly up high, stay away from head-ons with MiG-21s early, because they will try to head-on with radar-guided missiles, which you pretty much can't defend against. And then kind of take your pick of slower enemies below you, because most of the time at this BR, they're not going to notice that you're there. You know, they won't know, and thus they will not be able to do anything to stop you when you're going to attack them. Ooh, that was ugly. With that being said, let's get into a final match. This match, I feel like, was a little bit better when it comes to just kind of, hopefully, showing you guys some tips and tricks with this vehicle if you weren't able to visually tell a little bit earlier in this gameplay when I was just outright killing. But still, again, I had 3 kills, 2 assists, 3 kills, and then 2 kills, 1 assist, and hopefully a bunch of knowledge. So that said, let's get into the final match. Okay, we have ourselves a J32. He is, oddly enough, pulling away from me. Let's see if this works out for him. Probably not. And it's not thus far. That was a bit ugly on my part, but we got it. Now that Vautour is scaring me a little bit. They do have radar-guided missiles, which are obviously a no-go. So you want to get below him. He's going to try to shoot me. Not going to hit. Because why would he? Pull up a little bit. That Mystere might want a piece. But you really, again, you want to make sure that you're kind of getting behind a lot of these enemy aircraft and then kind of go after them. I know I have that G91 back there, but he's just far enough away where I don't feel like he's all too much of a concern. That was ugly, by the way. Don't have ugly shots like that. Now, this is probably something that's not going to succeed. I'm going to fire a missile, most likely, on this Lightning. Just want to get a touch closer and then fire on him. Unfortunately, it looks like those flares actually might be kind of doing away with my ability to actually fire on this guy successfully. Okay, now we can try a shot. Let's see. Hopefully, we can actually get the kill. Typically, I'd say like 1.5 kilometers at most, but it really also depends on the speed of the enemy, right? Like, the Lightning is a very, very fast enemy that is not very maneuverable, but I did get a nice crit on him. Should be an easy enough kill if I can actually land some of those shots. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and turn. I'm going to probably do a head-on with this Javelin. I know, ill-advised, but we can do whatever we want. We have the mighty Vulcan. Didn't get a hit. That was ugly. Not too big of a deal. Then we just kind of pull up here. Javelin's not going to be able to match my speed regardless. Nor will that F-86K dog. And I'm not calling him a dog because I'm trying to insult him. That's what they called them, the Saber Dogs. Now he's going to try to turn in on me. I'm not really all too worried about him. Okay, we have ourselves a very just kind of sitting there G91 R4. I'm assuming this guy isn't playing right now. Because there's no other reason why he would just be sitting around doing jack diddly doo-doo. But there we go. Should hopefully be a kill. Now we have an F-86 here. Again, the entire premise of this vehicle, right? Like the entire thing that kind of makes this thing work is making sure that you have the ability to boom and zoom. And thus far, I mean, I've successfully been able to do that. Let's see. If I can get close enough to that F-86, I should be able to fire a missile on him. I know he's getting closer to his base, but that's totally fine. I just want to waste my last shot on this guy. Get within around 1.75 because he's not going to be able to go supersonic. Pull up a little bit. Go down. This guy. And there we go. Let's see if I can get the kill. Maybe. And we got the crit. He is on fire. Very nice. But I do have minimal ammo or fuel left. So basically, when it comes down to this vehicle, I know I had a bit of ugly gunplay in this match. My apologies. But the great thing about this vehicle, the cannon, all of that, is that it can really make up for it if you place yourself well, right? So if you can make sure that, and I don't think this guy has any more ammunition. He's got a Lim 5. He's got those big cannons that don't really have much ammo, so that's why it's going away from me. But if you can make it so that you position yourself well, again, boom and zoom, make it so that the enemy doesn't even know that you're there, you should be able to get yourself plenty of kills, whether it's by those missiles. And I look at missiles, honestly, as a secondary way to kill people, right? Like, that's not how you're going to get most of your kills with this. But they can get you some kills, as you see in this video. That Vulcan cannon is going to be amazing, especially if you can really maximize, and this might sound a little bit weird, if you can maximize the head-on, you can get yourself plenty of kills with a head-on. I mean, because this thing is such a small target, and if you can just aim it properly, you should be good to go. So as I said, I'm going to go ahead and land. Actually, the match is still pretty well on, but assuming nothing else happens in this match, thank you all so much for watching. If you don't mind, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing. If the match continues and I get some more kills, I'll definitely show you guys, but if not, again, thank you so much. I'll see you all on the other side. 3 kills, 2 assists, 3 kills, then 2 kills, 1 assist, and now 4 kills. Pretty damn decent. I love me some Starfighter. Take care, everyone.